We got a sound we'd like to play that seems to be bouncing around the valley tonight.
Yes, I have a story that might be helpful.
I can tell you what's going on.
The sound we heard out in the desert, it was coming from thousands of feet higher than anything could fly.
Saying that you were going to do. All right. Well, I have started the recording, so whenever you're ready to start.
All right. Fantastic. One moment.
Also be weird that I can hear like typing and all that other stuff, just like little stuff.
Copy. I'll try to mute myself if I'm ever typing or doing anything like that, but okay. I am trying to avoid. I brought up my iPad so I can just try to slide as quietly as possible without typing and shit, even though you can know, I know you can hear that shit too. Okay. Is my mic fucking up?
No.
Did you hear? Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right, I guess I'm ready. My cat wants to eat. Loud as hell. Can you hear her?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay. If I listen to this back and it's like, hello, this is... All right. If you can't hear it, you know, I guess I'm good. Hello, hello, hello. This is the Movie Club podcast with Stephen and...
Trae Price. Dab on him.
Oh, we doing names out here. All right. So this is Steve Mills and Trae Price. And in this episode, we are here to discuss The Vast of Night.
Ooh.
It is a new Amazon original movie. It's on Amazon right now. You should check it out. I already right now. It's already want everyone to know. My recommendation is
from jump. Don't even worry about it.
From the jump. Just like you should. I think you should watch this movie.
5 seconds in, watch it. Spoilers.
5 seconds in. It is, if you're looking for something to, you know, something new to watch. I know there's not a lot out there, but this is a movie to watch that is brand new on Amazon Prime. Just talk to your friends about it.
Tell your friends.
It is a directorial debut by Mr. Andrew Patterson, and it looks like this is the only thing that he's ever worked on.
Yep.
According to his IMDb, there's no shorts or anything. Like, this is, I wonder if that's true, because this is way too good to me. This man
came out the gate swinging.
Yeah, if this is, I'm gonna have to do some more research, because I mean, I didn't know a lot about this movie going into it. All I saw was the poster, and I read the synopsis, and I was like, I'm in. I didn't look up the director or any reviews or anything, because I was like, this interests me as it is. I'm gonna have to do my homework on him.
So according to the Wikipedia, which you know how the Wikipedia could be, you know, y'all out there publishing things and whatnot, but apparently he's working on this doesn't go towards his first, you know, before this feature, but he's working on another one that is an yet untitled film that is a revenge thriller set in the honeybee industry.
Interesting. In the honeybee industry. Honeybee industry. That is not something I would have expected after this
at
movie.
all. This man about to have a wild career.
So let's do non-spoilers first.
Okay.
What are your initial thoughts? Anything that you want to talk about, non-spoilers, about this movie?
I mean, I can give like a quick summary real quick, because honestly, with everything that I'm going to say here, I think this is a film that I could see being boring to some people.
Oh yeah,
because in the film, not a lot happens. But I think I think movie buffs like you and myself are gonna love this thing for, you know, some specific reasons. And I also think, and this is gonna be interesting, I think fans of like those podcasts that are like the Black Tapes or like the Magnus Archives, which a friend of ours just recently sent me one, and I got to listen to. So those like story, like those old and yes, I know I could be saying radio plays, but millennials. So,
Yeah.
but people that are fans of those are going to be interested in this. But other than that, I think, you know, I don't know if this is going to hit like general audiences. So for that, I'm going to give it like a B+.
Okay. I'm gonna let me give a little synopsis, a little vague synopsis I came up with.
Okay.
It's very vague. It could be applied to a lot of different movies. Something might be happening in a small town where everyone knows each other. It's very vague. If that interests you off the gate, it's okay.
Just brother, hey, what's this movie about? Hey, look, something going on.
Something might happen. Something might be happening, and I think that plays into the mystery and the thriller part of it. I would like to think of this movie as a slow, indie-like thriller, mystery thriller, that has a lot of world building. And if I have to make any comparisons, I would say it's kind of like Super 8 meets American Graffiti, but like set in the 50s, because American Graffiti was set in the 60s. This movie has a lot of long takes in it, but it's not like very show-offy to me. And it's very simple on screen.
Okay.
It seems very simple on screen, but I know that it was probably very complex in the production. On the production side, like a lot of actors having to memorize a lot of dialogue.
So, you know, we're gonna get into that because we chop off the end of the spoiler free. Let the people know. All right, y'all, go ahead and go now. Go. You got it. You got Amazon Prime. Finish buying that blender and get your ass over to Prime Video and then watch this video. All right, go.
Please watch this. It's a nice little indie thriller that got picked up by Amazon. It was made independently, so it is an indie. I was astonished. So it's a small indie thriller that has world building like I haven't seen in a while. World building like this. It's like world building purely through like dialogue and like set pieces, production design. I guess that's all I say before we get into spoilers.
So, talking about this dialogue, right? These characters, and we follow two characters throughout the whole movie. Like our two main characters are literally our two mains throughout, and they be talking.
They talk a lot.
These motherfuckers be talking, but it's good though. Like it's good talking. Like I like. So we get introduced to Jake Horowitz, who plays Everett, who off the jump is just cool. He a cool dude to me. Like I kind of want him to sign my yearbooks. Like I really do.
It is cool.
Like
no, he reminded me, and he sounds and he talks kind of like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah,
like a very young. I was like, it's very interesting. Go ahead.
Like he's just so charming and he's smart, but he's direct. Like everything about this dude is like cool. And then we have Sierra McCormick, who plays Faye. God, what can I say about Faye? That girl be like, these two have the most amount of dialogue, but they say it so quickly and so fast, and it's just like you can tell these two are great actors right here.
Right.
And Faye just be talking. Like she talks so fast. She talk a mile a minute. Not only does she be talking, she be running. That girl running half this movie.
She be running.
She run more than Tom Cruise be running.
And the shots of her running are so nice. Like they're so well composed. And I love that she just like automatically starts running. Whenever it's like, and Everett was like, "Yo, we have a car." It was like, "Why are you running? Like, what are you doing?"
And she's
just
like,
"Get in the car." She's like, "I'm just used to it.
I be running like
yeah,
bitch on the Flash." Like
yeah, exactly.
Like I don't. Oh my god.
Speaking of Faye, I mean, and we were talking about long takes. There's like a 9-minute long take of her at the switcherboard doing different motions
that goes from there to Everett at the radio station, right?
Yeah, but it's like the camera just stays on her doing these motions and talking on the phone to all these different people and
Mm-hmm.
putting the cords out of the switchboard and in and all that stuff. And I thought that was, I mean, this movie is impressive on a filmmaking standpoint.
Wait, was that a long take?
Hands down.
Because the only long take I remember is the one that goes from like her at the door when she's like, I think she transfers Billy the first time to Everett, and then she goes to the door, look at the sky, and then it just like the camera just like goes from her to the game, through the game, like through the freaking neighborhood, through the game into like the WVRU buttholes or whatever. Like, I thought the other one was like,
that was a long
like
take
cuts.
too. No, I think we might be thinking of something different. It's like when she first talks to, when she first hears the noise through it, and then she starts calling all these different people. She calls a different switchboard. She gets calls from different people throughout the town.
That might have been a long take. I don't know.
And but yeah, from what I saw, it was like a 9-minute long take. And then there's that, and then that was impressive. And then there was when the old woman was telling the story about the aliens. That was a pretty long take. They cut it up a little bit with some reactions, but I think that was like, I want to say that take was like 5 minutes long, and then they cut to some reactions.
Okay,
and
so
they went back to the shot.
We're getting our definition of long take, because I'm thinking of the one tracking long takes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see.
Which, speaking of, I feel like the opening was supposed to be a tracking long take, because like I feel so strongly that it was supposed to be a lot, like, and I'm probably wrong, and then I'll probably like, oh, Andrew, this was a long take, wasn't it, bro? But y'all kept fucking up, so you just like, we gonna cut it a bunch, like, what? Because it had that Goodfellas entrance.
Yeah,
to it.
No, it definitely did.
Right,
it definitely did.
So
it was like the world building through like and he was like, hey, yeah, Everett. Like, hand me that trombone.
And,
like,
and then going through like, hey, what's up, Bobby? Hey, what's up, girl? You know, me doing that shit that I can't remember what motherfucker's name from Goodfellas is.
Ray Liotta.
There it is. There,
That's the actor's name.
Honestly forgot what his name was, but yeah, like it felt like so one to one to like him and how he like reacts to people. Again, just speaking to how cool Everett is. But I feel like definitely that was supposed to be a one take, but they just like, maybe they were running out of time, running out of film, you know.
But the thing is, I feel like a lot of the long takes in this aren't show-offy, minus like that one that you were talking about where they go like throughout the town and stuff. That was pretty show-offy. But it worked for me.
God, that was cool. It was so cool.
It was so cool.
It was so cool. I would want to see how that was made, because the way they go through the crowd of the game, like the part where they go inside and then go through the crowd and go through the window and bring it down, like that to me is impressive right there. Like you got to have people up against the wall like this, like.
No,
like,
and the thing is, the camera was going like above the people, and it looked like there wasn't enough room. So I was like, maybe the crowd parted at like the last minute or something like that, or I don't.
What if it was
a fake?
What if it was a fake long take? Like, what if that was VFX?
Might have been. It might have been.
That would be so cool. I want to know.
I feel like they could have cut when they got to the crowd. Anyway, okay. But I'm saying, what I was going to say is a lot of the long takes in this really worked for me, and they weren't show-offy, and the pacing worked for them. It just like wasn't a long take for the sake of being a long take.
No.
To ground you into whatever they want you to feel at that moment. Like when the old woman was telling the story about her son, it was like they want you to be there, like you're hearing the story. And I like that they didn't cut to the other actors a lot to show their reactions, because it made me think of my own, like feel my own feelings, instead of being like, oh yeah, I guess this is how I should feel because this is how Everett and Trae are reacting. So yeah, this movie really worked for me. It captured the feeling of the 50s and something being off really well, without being too over the top.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't even know there's so much here that's just like, there's so much good with not just like the cinematography, like the way the shots work so well, and the way that like everything from like how Everett is talking to Billy in the station and how like it's going black in and out, And yeah, like that shit is so cool. Or like whenever they're like transitioning from like one scene to the other, and the whole premise of the whole thing is kind of like it's a Twilight Zone sort of story. Like in the intro, the entrance is like, you know, into a door, into a ladle, and the soup of mystery. It's like, and it's even something else called like the parallel movie or something.
The Paradox Theater.
The Paradox Theater, right?
Which kind of sounds like it could be like a podcast series.
All I'm saying. No,
yeah.
But
definitely right.
The way they transition, they bring it back to that like scratchy old school television view up. Like it all works, and I think that's the stuff that keeps me into it. You know, right. Because I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. When you sent this to me, I got it mixed up with Into It Comes at Night.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh yeah, I was meaning to check that out. That's not okay. This is a whole different movie. This is a whole thing. Because I was expecting something in the dark to get like when they walking at home. I was like, one of them about to die. Oh my god, one of them about to get got. And then they never do, except for at the end.
They do.
So I think they died.
You think they wait? You don't think they died? They got beamed up?
I don't think so. Only because when they do that tracking shot at the end from the footprints, everything around them and the Wade at the recorder or whatever happened with that's ash. That's ash around them, like all on the ground right there, and that's you getting that's vaporized ash right there. Like
it did seem like. It didn't look like sand. It did seem like ash. Yeah, you're right.
I'm like,
now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh no! What about the little baby? Like I'm just
wow. Everything got vaporized. That's dark.
That's dark as
very
shit.
Dark. Because they basically just picked up the baby, only to be like vaporized.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh my god, this is messed up.
Oh god. I want to go back to what you were talking about with Billy and them going to black instead of doing. I feel like any other movie would have done some kind of. I mean, they maybe didn't have the budget, but they didn't go and do like a flashback.
Yeah, or like a reenactment, quote unquote. Yeah, no, they didn't. They let you. That's what I'm saying. Like it feel like you're listening to. Again, this is why I say that it might be boring to some people rather than interesting, because you're listening to this movie a lot more than you are watching it. When you are watching it, they do visual tricks to keep you interested. They know how to do that. This movie is pretty genius in that way. But when they do want you to listen to a story, and I think some of it is to its betterment and some of it's to its detriment, because they play Billy's like audio very legitly, like it would be, you know, a caller calling in from a radio station. Now, depending on your sound system, it's going to be a little bit garbled because, you know, Billy out here, he sounds like a southern, well, I don't want to be no problem. Now, that's a little exaggerated, but still, it does, you know, it does come in like an actual call. So I had to turn on subtitles while that part was going on. But still, I think like what he's saying is still like entrancing and it deepens the mystery, and I think like it's cool. It just might lose some people.
Right. No, I think that's definitely true. I mean, I feel like some people could watch Billy's story, and then, I mean, listen to Billy's story, and then they go to black, and then it's like they're like, wait, what's going on? What happened to my TV? What's wrong? What's going on? But I think that it's a really smart decision on their part, because it really let my imagination run wild, and it really gave me the chills, honestly. Because it's just like listening to it was so ominous, and it was, like you said, it was mystifying. And it really did scare me. It really did scare me the way he was telling it, and it was just like, and then everything just disappeared, and the sound faded into the night. I was like, oh my god, those like the dialogue in this is written so well.
It is,
and it's delivered so well.
The script is real nice.
Yeah, I really want to read the screenplay for this, because just see how much is on paper. Because, I mean, it's amazing.
They coming for you. See, you Billy warned you about this shit.
But so okay. Last thing I'm going to say about Billy. When he was talking and he was telling telling Everett and Faye the story over the radio, it reminded me of the old woman in Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, the psychic mystical black woman.
Yeah. She was like talking over the phone. She was like, "Hey, Derry." He was like, "Have you heard the song yet? Have you heard the cat say there's like it eats people and every 23rd spring?" All right, I'm not gonna get off on a tangent with Jeepers Creepers, but it really did remind me of it.
No, yeah, and used in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way.
Freaking Jeepers Creepers, mystical, magical, psychic black women.
Psychic black woman and creature who plays songs over the radio to let you know that he's gonna kill you. But that movie works for me too. Sad to say it, but it really does work for me. What other thoughts do you have on this?
Oh no, that's about it. What I got for this. I mean, other than like Faye be running like that. No, I really do. I think those two, like, they are like a pair that you should definitely keep your eye out on, because they haven't been in much, but I think they have a really good career for them going forward. So I hope they get like more roles and stuff like that, because I feel like if this is where they can start, where they can end, they show a lot of promise. Yeah,
I think you're right. I definitely agree. I am definitely interested in checking out anything else that they do, that they have done. Same with the director, like I said.
Especially because he write about Honeybee Factory Murders like this.
Oh, Honeybee Factory Murders. That's what it is.
No, I don't know. It's just a thriller in the honeybee industry. Yeah,
I was like, dang, Honeybee Factory Murders.
I mean, no, all that honeybee factories.
I'm looking at the IMDb trivia right now, and the radio station is WOTO. I mean WOTW. And it's like an homage to War of the Worlds.
Oh, nice.
That I didn't catch that at all.
Definitely didn't.
That's smart though. I feel like that's definitely intentional.
Well, yeah.
And it only took them 17 days to film this. Oh my gosh.
I mean, think about it. You really only dealing with like a small town location. If you got the money to throw around, I guess, if you got enough. Like, you're not really doing the only big like visual effect thing really happening, other than like the tracking shots and some of the other shots, are the ending.
Yeah. And the ending, the UFO, it looks so good. And I'm surprised, because it's like you watch like Independence Day, Resurgence, or something like that, and I'm not okay. All right, I see you making faces. I like
Independence Day, Resurgence.
I know, but I'm saying the VFX in that is not the best.
I think it's fucking awesome.
But can we agree on the UFO at the end of this looks very well placed into the world?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look fake at all. It doesn't look like they're looking up at a green screen, something that was composited in. It looks like it was like a miniature or something.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. You can see where like the plates come together on that ending shot. I do think it looks well, for what I think the range of this is, but it definitely looks like something that like you could tell like Ian Hubbard probably put this together in Blender or something like that. Like, it looks very similar to the stuff that he has on YouTube, which is also really good. Just, like, don't be like Independence Day Research. Like, that shit is like actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually composite with the effects all up in, like, these are high flying space jets and stuff like that. This is like they put a floating UFO again. I don't want to sound like I'm coming down on it. Like, it's just
Yeah, no, I see. No, but I'm saying like the UFO is in like maybe like 3 shots, and when it's in those shots, it looks very real. It looks like part of that world. It looks like it fits. It looks like they spent the money on whatever VFX that they did, and whatever. Okay, you're laughing. I'm not.
Motherfuckers just use Blender and Natron. They went freeware like shit for this.
I am not trying to.
They did some David F. Sandberg.
They probably did.
Put this UFO in Blender. You got a movie.
But this, seriously. But all of this being said, it's like I really want to look into what happened to make this movie work.
Yeah.
Like I want to look into, like I want to read the script. I want to read the director's background. How did he get the money for this? How did he get the money for this? How did he get the cars and the set piece? The switcherboard.
I want to see that BTS. Like, go ahead. And...
Exactly. I want to see the BTS. Find out everything that happened to make this movie happen, because it's so well made.
It's well made, and it came literally out of nowhere. Like it's gonna be sad that not a lot of people are gonna see this, but they do. You know, like it's worth it. Honestly, it's a nice little Friday night. Like this is a drive-in movie.
Ooh, yeah.
This right here is a drive-in. Like that just bar none. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You know?
I wish I would have saw this as a drive-in now.
Right?
Amazon, please buy the nearest drive-in to me, the gooooood drive-in, and just put your own movies in there.
Just show this on repeat.
Yeah, just show it on repeat, because I'll go buy all the tickets. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to what did the people think? What did the people think?
All right. Grace. So we don't have a budget for this one because digital, so that ain't really how this works. So we got to go to the Rotten Tomatoes. So we got the tomato meter going at a nice 92%. Go ahead with them critics. Like we said, pretty much happening. Like I said, the critics is going to eat this up.
Yeah.
But the audience score would drop down just a little bit. 64% from the audience score. Now you grimacing, Stephen. But anything above a 50 from the audience to me is like, all right, there we
go. Okay. You're right. But 64 is kind of, I mean, I want it to be higher because I want general audiences to like this. But then I also, like you said, we talked about, I understand why it's at 64. Like this movie is definitely not for everybody. It's a slow, simple movie. It doesn't have a lot of the effects. It doesn't have a lot of action in it.
So I went back and looked at the trailer, like you speaking upon that. I went back and looked at the trailer for this, and then after finishing the movie, because I was really curious, because I went in blind, which I never do. I was really mad. I was like, why did I do this? So I was curious.
Stephen?
Damn it, exactly. And the way that this is another one where the trailer can be kind of misleading, because the way it kind of shows itself off is that something is happening. What's going on? There's a big mystery, and it's like, I mean, there is, and it is, a nice build up to like, oh my goodness. But, and that wonder comes through the character, but it's just not, you're not going to have like Space Marines, walking into a situation where Xenomorph is going to pop out of somebody's chest. This isn't that movie. So
it's not,
that might be a little bit unfortunate.
And I think, like we talked about in our last episode, it's like, It Comes at Night is one of those movies that got
The Vast Night, or It Comes at Night? See, this is what I'm confused.
No, It Comes at Night, directed by the director of Waves. That was in the last episode. That trailer was very misleading to general audiences, and that has a general audience score on Rotten Tomatoes of like 30 or 44% or something like that. It's very low, but then the critic score is very high, which I'm glad that this movie didn't fall victim to the audience score being that low.
Right.
But I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I was interested in watching it after, or like you. So you say that it's not like a very good representation of what the movie actually is.
I think it's on the better side of marketing as far as trailers goes, because there could have been like some upbeat music to it. It plays to the strength of what it is. It's just that what it is could be misconstrued as something else than what it does say, like there's a mystery going on in the small town. They show you a bunch of shots of like, man, what is it? It's probably aliens. You probably gonna see some aliens, but you never really do see aliens per se. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like the trailer itself isn't like very misconstrued. I'm saying that the message of the trailer could be misconstrued. Yeah. As you're getting a lot more than what you are.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you mean. And you said aliens.
Yeah.
I like how they never say aliens in this movie.
Truth. Very true.
But it's weird because it's like a lot of modern zombie movies never say the word zombie. And I feel like that's just like annoying. It's like we all live, there's been so many zombie movies. We've lived through it all before. And it's like, especially set in modern day, but it's like,
well, Stephen, not to get on my zombie tangent, but they are not zombies. See, zombies are the boys who did the wet work down for Lugosi down in, I forgot that line. What is it? Some dude said it like that. But zombies are the ones where the voodoo motherfuckers like, you gonna eat this dust and then I control you. These are ghouls, remnants, as it were.
Yes. But they have been, the term zombie has been recreated into what we know.
So zombie is dead people's nigga. That's what
Yes, exactly. But I like how they never say aliens, and it seems like in this world they've never talked about it before.
On a similar note, it is funny that you say that because a lot of the stuff in here, we're gonna talk about like our old Professor Kotz. He was working on recently a story in a town nearby called Withville, and they had gone through some like alien like conspiracy things like that. And a bunch of stuff in this movie kind of felt like it could have been taken from like the situation going on in Withville and stuff. And I'm just like, from the stories and the documents that I read from Kotz, I'm just like, you could have really just taken all of that out of this, put it into this movie right here. Right. So it felt very close. I think that's part of why I felt like very like into this movie. Cause like, oh, this sounds like some stuff now.
Right, like exactly.
Some stuff here.
Too bad the documentary never came out because Professor Sean Kotz got abducted by aliens.
Yep, that's where it goes.
Now there's not going to be another episode of the Movie Club podcast because we get abducted by aliens by exposing their secret.
You do know there was like some actual like alien stuff that dropped earlier this year that just kind of went under the.
I'm being beamed up. Drag. What are you saying?
So anyway, he's gone. Now the movie club is back to me alone, and my new co-host Zorp. What's up, Zorp?
Hello. I'm not. Please edit that.
Nope, don't do it. She leave it in.
That was. Oh my god.
He turned into Kazoo from the Flintstones.
I really did. Oh my god. So I think this is a nice place to end this episode.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on the Movie Club podcast, episode number 51. I believe. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Thank you for listening. Please join us next time. Bye bye.
Get in! It's outside of town! Come on! Hey, come on!
Something's up there now. It's something talking, and they don't stay for long.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you check out the other shows that we have on the Facebook, the other main podcast that comes out every other Tuesday. Make sure you leave a like, share it with your friends and your family. Go check out our YouTube where we have content from other Production 1200 works. And make sure you follow us on the Instagram. We post sometimes there. We'll do more. We'll try. Maybe. Like us on iTunes podcast, rate and review. Give us them 5 stars. And we'll see you next time.